Hello Brian, this is the video that I promised to you of editing your Mortal Kombat and applying a patch so that you can access money and get coins and souls. So how do we do it? First of all, we are going to list the applications that we want. First and foremost, we need Mortal Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X, that is for Android. Android installed on the phone. That's the first thing, and that one I know you have it. So secondly, you need to get an application called partcher. Partcher. How do we get partcher? So to get partcher, first of all, you have to go back. You have to go back to your you open your web browser. You got a website called partcher. You search for partcher on the Android. So Google brings this one here. So you open partcher, the first link that comes, and it shows you, when you open, it shows you partcher. That's how it shows. So you scroll down. There are a lot of things. You can even download video from here, but for us we want partcher, so you download partcher APK. So when you say download, it opens up, and as you can see, when you scroll down, they say open download partcher. So we download partcher. For me, I had already downloaded it, so that's why it's telling me I cannot download it again. So you download. After downloading, it comes in a zip format. As you can see here, it says here, as you can see here, it says zip, so it is zipped. So how do we do that? We open an application. We download an application. That's the third application that we need. It's called Z Achiever. It is on the Play Store. This one is used to open compressed documents on Android. It's called Z Achiever. That's how it looks like. So Z Achiever, you go back, we go and open our Play Store and we look for Z Achiever. The Play Store, you look for Z Achiever. That is here. So when you press in here, it brings that Z Achiever. So for me, I had already installed it. So you also install it. After installing it, you open it. No, if you don't open, but you have to first install it. Z Achiever. You have to install Z Achiever. Then you can go back. Now you go where you have downloaded. Go back to where you have downloads are stored. Downloads. As you can see, for me, my latest download is here, partcher. So when you download, it opens. Z Achiever opens that. You open the APK and you say open. So when you open, it brings partcher. For me, I had already installed it, so I'm not installing it again. But for you, you have to install. So you install. So there I'm going to cancel. After installing everything, before you open partcher, this one is a serious note. Before you open partcher, go to the file manager or file explorer. Go to all files. Go to internal storage. Go to Android. You go to data. You look for that game where it is. It is in a folder called com.w. This folder here. This folder here. This one here. As you can see, this one here I'm using. This one here. com.w.cogoo.mkx. So you rename it. This one helps us that when you are deleting or when you are installing, you don't delete your data, because this one is a very big game. So when you delete, when you reset it before, when you delete, when you uninstall it before changing your data, you'll find that you have lost all your data and you have to download the game again, which is expensive. So you save your data. So this one here, you rename it. Let's rename it to 2. You press OK. Then data is done. Then after data, you go to OBB. It is here. We do the same thing. You rename. This one is 2. I remember the 2. So after that, you are done. Now we are set to go to partcher. So after installing your application of partcher, you come and look for where it is. It's right here. So when you open partcher, it opens up and it shows you all the applications you have installed. So some applications have Google ads. Those are advertisements. If you don't want them, you can remove them. Other applications need purchases. As you can see, Z here, it has purchases. But for us, we want Mortal Kombat X. So you open Mortal Kombat S. You come here to what we call menu of purchases. Menu of purchase. This one here. You click on it. So when you click on it, it says create modified APK. You click on create modified APK. Then you go to here, APK rebuilt for in-app, APK rebuilt for in-app, and LOVL emulation. This one here, APK rebuilt for in-app. This one here, rebuilt and LOV. So you press on that. After that, you just press rebuild. This one here, rebuild the app, and it starts rebuilding. This one, just leave your phone there, and it starts rebuilding it and getting all the data that's needed. So it's rebuilding. You first leave it. It will take a few seconds and it will be done. So it has, now as you can see, it is counting from 3 up to 6. So here, as you can see here, it's counting from 3, so it has to go 6 6, and it will be there. So 6 6, it is now finalizing. So I have already installed my application. That's why it is telling me that I have this patch pattern N2 success and patch pattern N1, this one here that says failed. It's also supposed to be success. So for you, the first time that you're going to install, you're going to have this one as success, the pattern 1, and the second pattern, this one, pattern N2, also has to be success. It has to bring 2 successes. Then this one here, it can bring failure N3 and N4 failure, because it's going to be your first time. For me, I have already done it. That's why it's giving you pattern 1 failed, because already it has done it. So after that, for you to bring this one success, pattern N2 and N1 success. So after bringing that success, 2 successes, then you know that you have done the right thing. Then you press this button here, got file. When you got file, there is this button, install, rebuild, delete. What? We go to this button here, uninstall and install. So when you press here, it brings, do you really want to delete Mortal Kombat and install the selected version? For you now, here you will press yes. But for me, you can press this yes. But for me, I've already installed it, so I'm not going to press yes. For me, I'm going to go for this no, this side here, because I don't have to delete it again. This one, but I already made it be selected. So for me, I have already installed. I'm not going to install again. I press no. But for you, you have to press this yes here. And this one, make data, it has to be there. So for you press yes, or may you press no. So when you press yes, it will install like a normal application. It will ask you, do you want to delete? You delete, and again after deleting that version, another version will come on Mortal Kombat, immediately install. But first and foremost, you should have backed up your data, because this step here, if you have not backed up your data, it will uninstall everything and the other data that you downloaded. Those are the 2 point something GB. So to save that data, you first go where I showed you here. Let's go back and I show you once again. You go to file manager. File manager, you have to make sure that all data is saved. You go to Android data, look for COM. Before you do the other like a part thing, you have to make sure you have saved this data here, and also the OBB data, this data here. As you can see, this one is 1 point something GB. You only add all of it, it is 2 point something GB, so you don't have to delete that data. So after finishing installing, you come back here to your data that you don't open the application. You come back to your data here that you saved. Say data, you rename it again. Don't delete, just rename. Remove this 2 after installing the application, after using like a patcher. Then you got OBB, you also rename it again. You rename it again and remove this 2 here. Again, you leave it there. Say okay. So now the application can now work, because it can get access to data. So after that, you come and open your Mortal Kombat application. Now this time it will be reset and it will start afresh, but mine already had already used it. So after that, when you open, the next thing that immediately it will not apply. It will take around 2 to 3 days of playing it, so that the system can somehow be synchronized with the internet. So after doing everything, you open your application once again, and from there you can see that you'll be able, after 3 days, you'll be able to purchase using partcher, instead of having to buy data. As you can see up here, I already have, as you can see up here, I have a lot of money, I have a lot of souls. How did I get it? You can see here, this one here, after 3 days you can be able to purchase. So I can purchase a lot of souls here. When I press buy, they use partcher, and I can buy without paying any money. As you can see, I'm getting free souls. As you can see, I can get other souls here. Let me check, which should I get? 850. When I press buy, they'll bring option of buying, but now this one here, when you press buy, they bring this one in up. You press save purchase, auto repeat, and you press yes, and you can see you can buy for free. Souls you can buy for free. Every soul you can buy for free after 3 days, after playing for 3 days, and you can be buying souls for free. You can be getting money for free. Now let's buy this money here. You can be getting all this money. You just press save purchase, auto repeat, you press yes, and you can get all that money for free, and life becomes good, my brother. You can buy all that money, that is 1.5 M, and you can just buy for free. No one will charge you, as you can see. So that's how it's done, my brother. But be careful before you use partcher. First save up your data. Go to Android, change the other thing to 2, OBB 2, change ABB, and also change the other data, because it may lead to loss of data. So after doing that, the next thing that when you're installing that application, they're going to tell you partcher. They're going to tell you that it's not a safe application. Just press install anyway. It is safe, but since it is hacking Google doesn't want to be hacked. That's why it's saying it's not a safe application. So if it fails to install, first remove your data connection and install, because it may warn you and tell you that it's not safe, so it may not install. But it is a safe application. Don't get afraid of it. It is a safe application. Just because it hacks Google does not want applications that hack it. That's why it is saying it's not safe, but it's a safe application. As you can see, let me buy another 1.5, as you can see here, and ta-da, I'm getting a lot of money. I'm getting a lot of souls. Souls are everywhere here for free, my brother, for free. As you can see, for free, you get good souls. You can buy any soul that you want, and ta-da, they are there. As you can see, my characters now that I have. As you can see, my collection. Those are some of my fighters that I have. I have the big fighters. As you can see, I have the Kano here. He's a very good guy. As you can see, that one is my fighter now. As you can see, all those fighters are now mine. I have this Goro here. He's a very good fighter. As you can see, I have a lot of fighters. Others, I don't even use them. They are even, I can see I have Scorpion here, the one who was making you cry last time, is also here. As you can see, I have a lot of fighters. Others, I don't even use them because there are so many. These sergeant ones, these ones, they are nonsense. I no longer need them. As you can see, I have a lot of fighters. So that's how I do it, brother. Thank you.